Hey, what's up, everybody? Kevin here, along with Timmy, back for episode number 2. And I believe this is the first episode that we're doing that we can say
Yes!
world
We did it!
fucking champions.
We did
Go
it!
Birds. We did it, baby. So, enough of that. Another fun note is we finally got our flag,
Got a
everybody.
flag.
So that's what you're going to look for this summer when you see us out and about. So this episode today is, how did we become the Dave Matthews fans that we are today? And what got us hook, line, and sinker?
Kevin,
Timmy.
not that it's script. How did you become a huge Dave fan?
So, just go back. I've always been a huge music fan my whole life. You know, I got into it at an early age with my dad, getting me into the classic rock and everything in between.
Hence, episode 1, I never thought he was a Dave fan because I thought he was all classic.
On top of that, you know, I'm a huge musician. You know, I've been playing guitar for over 30 years now. And, you know, at the time, I was just getting into high school. And, you know, I was all about like, oh, you know, let me play Zeppelin, play Floyd on my guitar. I'm over at my buddy's house, we're shooting pool one night, and next thing you know, I hear this acoustic. And it's the whole album. And we're like 3 or 4 songs deep. And I finally turned to him, I'm like, dude, who is this? I haven't recognized any songs yet. And he's like, dude, it's Dave Matthews. Dave Matthews. And he's like, it's Tim Reynolds. And I'm like, oh, all right, I was like, oh, Dave Matthews, like, you know, ants marching, that kind of stuff. He's like, yeah. But he's like, this is everything with it stripped down, all acoustic. I was like, all right. Shooting pool, listening, and I'm like, dude, like, you gotta burn me this CD. And he turns around to me, he's like, screw you, dude. You wanna be a Dave fan, you gotta go out and buy the album.
I love that.
So I can appreciate that as a musician. So
great.
the very next day, I was like, Mom, Dad, I gotta go to the mall. Bang. Live at Luther College. Changed my life. Because the first thing I did was listen to it front to back. The next thing I did was pick up my guitar and try to figure out how to play every damn song on the album, including Stream, which I figured out, but don't even ask me to play that now because I can't remember how to play that song. Anywho, that was like 98, like summer of 98. So that spring rolls around and boom, guess who's coming to town? Guess who's coming to the Vet for 3 shows? Dave Matthews Band. I'm all in. Take my money, give me 3 shows. First night, I get floor seats because of the obstructed view. I'm like, oh, and I'm watching it like 7 rows away.
Yeah.
I stuck up to the front row until I got kicked back and told to go back to my seats. I was all in, hook, line, and sinker. By the 3rd night, when Santana came out and played with him, and I was a huge Santana fan, you know, love him, hook, line, and sinker. I was all in. Jumped in. Every summer, caught the shows, you know, until a certain point. And like I said, you know, I fell off a little bit having kids and whatnot and, you know, having to spend money.
Everybody has.
Yeah, and be an adult. But, yeah, that's what got me. And guess what? Like, it was because I found them and nobody threw it upon me.
No.
And it's like, you get that instant connection with the band. You know, it's like, oh, someone turns you on to it, and then you're like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
that's kind of like how I got there. How did you get there?
I mean, mine's kind of like a similar way. It's, you know, back in, I'm going to show my age. I was a freshman in high school, 93, 94. You know, back then, Nirvana was on top of the world. You had the Stone Temple Pilots. You had Pearl Jam, the grunge scene. I think even, it might have been a little bit later, but you had Live Throwing the Copper, which is
like
a monster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you had Dave, you know, in these pajama pants, and, you know what I mean, doing the scat.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, everybody
Dancing
smells,
around.
yeah, it smells good out here. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, what is this guy doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was big. I mean, I remember in high school, everybody wearing the pajama pants to school. But anyway, but for me, it was. I wish I had a great story of how I found it, but for me, it was. I knew of them, obviously, with Under Table Dreaming, which I didn't like. What Would You Say?
Yeah.
Which I believe was like the first song released on it. I could be lying. But then there was Ants and some other stuff, whatever. So it's kind of like, but it was really Red Rocks, 95.
Yeah, dude, I can see that.
I mean, that's the one that got me. I literally don't know how I got it. To be honest with you, there used to be a record store on Cottman Ave that would sell like live stuff.
Oh, was that Pat's Music, the guitar shop and record store? It had like the records and
Yeah,
Craigford and Cotman.
No, Rising Sun, Rising Sun. So anyway, I remember I used to go there all the time, and I used to get these YouTube bootlegs.
Yeah.
Because my sisters were huge YouTube fans. Whatever, we'll get to that in a minute. And I think I saw it, and it was like whatever. And so I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. It's a double disc, whatever. So, but my thing really was Seek Up, which I still think today is the best version that you get from him. There's a great one from City Field, that's really good, but I think that one's just his best. But that was the one that really like was kind of like, all right, let me take this guy serious, you know. And the main thing is to kind of piggyback what you said was I'm the youngest of 6, and I grew up with 4 older sisters, a brother, and my one sister Donna was a diehard U2 fan. She saw them in 1980 at Tower Theater, which holds like I don't know 600 people. Is it even that much?
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Whatever. So she saw them there for the Boy, the Boy album tour, whatever it's called. So like I remember when they did the premiere, Shoot to No Names. I was 9 years old. I sat on her lap. So I was like, you know what I mean? Like U2 was all U2. Dave, why I'm such a huge fan now, obviously besides what I just told you, is it's my guy.
Yeah.
I found him. I didn't follow my sisters. My sisters trying to love The Cure. But like he was my guy.
Yeah.
And they were so much older that like, they were just like, yeah, it's for that. So, with Dave now, it's just like, it brings you back to like the summer. I remember in 96 going to my first concert to see him was at Hershey Park. Same thing. I remember I went with my buddy Dan and we had seats, but we were able to sneak down on the floor. No one even did anything. And I was still
Those were the days.
Yeah, and I was still a Dave virgin, virgin. Like I didn't know, like you know what I mean, like Warehouse. I was like, oh, I remember that song, and there was some other songs. I'm like, I have no idea. Yeah. But I kind of was like, I really loved the way they were playing and everything, and I was like, and I loved the vibe and the people, and I was like, this is crazy. And then from there is when we went into the vet and all that jazz. So I don't know if that makes any sense. I might have been just should have drank that coffee, but you know what I mean. But that's what it was. Long story long. Seek Up is what sucked me in.
Big guy.
And then he was my guy.
Yeah.
See this? My dream.
My wish. Taking it back. Anywho, guys, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll be coming at you again soon, hopefully with some cool stuff. And yeah, we're just buckling down, and we really can't wait for the summer tour.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's gonna be some fun.
Yeah.
All right. Until then.
Hope this makes sense.
Yeah. Right. He's Tim. I'm Kevin. Don't burn the day.